So in this fifth video, in this 6-video series, and the fifth step on this inner work journey that we're on, it's all about power. Okay, and maybe not power in the sense that you might traditionally think of. It's not power over someone, even over ourselves. It's power with. It's the power that comes from seeing and experiencing that there's another perspective that we can bring into our experience. We don't need to be stuck. We don't need to keep doing what we've done before if it doesn't feel good. We don't need to feel like it's an either or scenario. I either work hard or I enjoy my life. That we can actually have a perspective where it's all possible. So when we've paused, when we turn our attention inwards, we have a sense of what's really going on. We recognise that if how we're experiencing things right now is not how we want to experience them, we can then start to bring this new level of awareness and go, right, I see what's going on. The mind is trying to control everything. And what I'd like to offer you here is that the mind is always coming from a place of wanting to control. And it wants to control because it's fearful. It thinks if it doesn't control, something bad will happen. Comes from a place of scarcity and lack. I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough resources, whatever it might be. But scarcity and lack are a real driver for the mind wanting to control things. And unless we do the inner work, there's a lack of trust, really, that things will work out okay. So part of the inner work is about trusting. And you don't need to take my word for that. You just need to do the practice and start to discover that you can trust this approach, this being more inward focused rather than looking to the outside world for reassurance. This part of the journey is about bringing kindness and compassion and gratitude into your awareness, into your experience. What I found is it seems to kind of naturally flow. So when you start to realise that in some ways I'm doing this to myself, but I'm not doing it to myself in a conscious way. And if I can see that the mind is actually this kind of almost like frightened childlike part of myself, I can bring a bit of kindness and compassion to that. And with that starts to open up the possibility of gratitude, of even if it's for one split second of a moment in your day, to really notice and tune into the things that you're grateful for. What starts to open up is, what opens up is just this sense of, I don't need to keep looking outside of myself to make things better. And actually the work that I'm doing, I'm doing pretty well at. And so we stop beating ourselves up quite so much. So if we're always looking to the outside world and we're judging and comparing, then we're always going to be coming off worst. Maybe occasionally we come off better, but that just sets expectations higher and we have a bigger fall. So doing the inner work is about saying, I'm doing really well, and I know that whatever situation I come up against, if I turn inwards, I know I can trust myself. I know that I can pause and step back. So we start to build this inner resilience, this inner resourcefulness that comes from peeling back that curtain, seeing that all of that effort, the pushing and pulling of levers like the Wizard of Oz, isn't necessary. And not doing is often the answer. Stepping back, sitting in silence, being quiet, or being in the body and moving the body, but with no sense of needing to actually achieve anything. Just experience what's going on for me right now. So there's huge power in that. As we said in the last video, huge amount of choice opens up to us. So the next video in this series is a kind of summary of bringing it all together, but you've basically got 4 tools now that you can go and practice with, and then come back for the final video and we'll see where we get to there.